That's a great call, too. Blake Baker, Bubba will put it up, throws over the middle. Touchdown. Quick play. That's a way.
Trying to center off with Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot. Far down, he scored.
Come from behind for a month. Now with the lead, they're getting a little wobbly. Philadelphia, they won't get it. Wow. Edwards pulls off and buries the flag.
What is up, my Pitchfork Lunch peeps? Welcome into Monday's edition of Pitchfork Lunch. I am Michael Caratino at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as the Twitter. You know it. You love it. You, know everything about it. So, yes, see Pitchfork Lunch live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. Also on my IG at michael.caratinudo.5. Yes, I know. I remind you of that daily, but hey, why not? Yes, you know that. I tell you that daily. But anyway, nonetheless, Michael.Carrington.5. And you can also see the show live on the YouTube channel, which is an awesome thing, my friends, right? Because you can watch it live on YouTube, and then you need to subscribe to the channel because, again, those of you seeing on the way in, again, just a little bit from Pat's run. We'll have a little bit more going on. I'll drop in more from Pat's run. The kids' run was awesome, too. But nonetheless, just phenomenal job by everybody. And we're wrapping it up here on Pitchfork Lunch. But go to YouTube. You see my name, Michael Caratino, but the page is at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005 at MVC 005 on YouTube, guys. And subscribe because, anything you may have missed, any con reviews that you have missed with coaches, players, voices, insiders, alum, analysts, everybody has been here on Pitchfork Lunch, and we're only getting more and more. I'll tell you that. Also working out this week to talk to, and I've mentioned this man many times. We've seen him, obviously, gotten sound from him a few times, but Dyron Reynolds, the defensive line coach, now in his second season with the Sun Devils. We're aiming to have him on this week. It looks like it will be Thursday or Friday. Thursday or Friday, but either way, just giving you a heads up. And also, so just again, working on that as well as spring ball is rolling on. But yes, go to YouTube, subscribe. Again, it's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005 at MVC 005 on YouTube. And subscribe. Also watch live, but yes, when you're watching live, do subscribe. And for those of you, that might not be able to watch because you're driving around, you can listen to Pitchfork Lunch on the greatest internet radio station on the web, the Casual Sports Radio Network. Guys, all you have to do is go to www.ksrnaz.com, click listen live. Page will open up, click listen live. You hit play, bam, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. There is Pitchfork Lunch, my friends. And again, so stoked. Casual E, like I've said, has invited us in to the KSRN family as we roll on and go forward with Pitchfork Lunch. Again, this season just growing and expanding, my friends. So, and thanks to obviously you. But again, if you're driving around, again, I want you to watch. But like I remind you daily, please don't watch and drive. You're Sun Devils. I know you're smarter than that anyway. But pay attention to the road. But yeah, stream it through your Bluetooth. Again, go to www.ksrnaz.com. Page will open up. Click play. Click listen live. Then hit play. Bam, Pitchfork Lunch coming right at you. And you're going to meet your friends for lunch. You're bouncing around. You got a mobile office. You're out and about. Guess what? Listen to Pitchfork Lunch live and come around Sun Devil Nation with me. Come inside Sun Devil Nation with me and completely enjoy. And then while you're there, guys, I know their season's over and, they fired their coach. But subscribe to the KSRN socials, again, when you're there, because you want to talk about comprehensive coverage of the Suns, the Diamondbacks, the Mercury. He's got it for you. Team, obviously Diamondbacks, a few clutch performances, but the Suns fired Mike Budenholzer. They relieved him today only after one season. They introduced him on May 17th, and they fired him on April 14th. So, I mean, not even obviously a full calendar year. And yeah, the Suns 11th, and with the team they had, feeling they should have went to the playoffs. But I mean, did some guys maybe mail it in? Who knows? Who knows? But but yeah, I mean, who knows? But yeah, everything going on with the D-backs, Casual E has you covered, guys. So again, when you go to the page, www.ksrnaz.com, up in the top, it says listen live. You click listen live and it'll kick you to a new page. Then when it loads, you just hit play and bam, there's Pitchfork Lunch. Again, everybody wins. But yeah, subscribe to the socials, man. Like I said, D-backs, Suns, Mercury, Cardinals. Yeah, it is all there. So yes, he has got you covered. But yeah, and the Suns fire Budenholzer. So again, we'll go down that they'll go down that rabbit hole again of looking for a new coach and who's walking in and what Matt Ispia thinks. And yes, everybody again. Obviously, you want to be a head coach, but at the same time, guys, it's one of those things where if you're just going to be here for a year, then yeah, it's tough to be like, oh, okay, so I don't get any time to develop it. But nonetheless, again, subscribe, listen live to Pitchfork Lunch. Again, so Stoke Casual E invite us into the family, and you can listen, like I said, everywhere you go. You get to where you're going lunch. You can watch or still listen. But nonetheless, we got you covered again, www.ksrnaz.com. And page opens up. You hit listen live. It loads. You click play. Pitchfork Lunch, Monday through Friday. Forks up, baby. So this weekend, obviously, Pat's run was very awesome, as I'm sure you guys could imagine. I got some very awesome footage. This one I got to show you guys, and those listening on KSRN, don't worry, I'll describe. But I got to show you guys this one because, again, this guy had a phenomenal. It's a camo jersey. You'll see. I at least want you to see if I don't want to over spoil it. Yeah. So you guys, I'm going to show you this one. This is absolutely awesome. Again, such a great event. It was packed. I mean, it was crazy packed, as it always is. And again, this benefiting the Tillman Foundation, Tillman Scholars. Just like I told you guys Friday, and I've always said, I reminded you Friday, but a world-class event and one of the best honorary events around, I will say. I say the best in honoring a person, and yes, there are a lot out there. But yeah, check this out, guys, as it comes. The Tillman camo jersey. There you go, the race. As you guys see there, big. Again, that's just one skill. Both sides of the parking lot. I could drive the lot 59 had their just absolutely full. I mean, it was just insane. Sending them, I think, every about 3 to 5 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes apart. Not fine. But yeah, just again, absolutely awesome. Yeah, I had to show you guys those listening on KSR. You see that the Tillman camo jersey honorary, and guy had it on right there. It was the number 40, obviously, which he wore with the Cardinals, as you guys know. But man, just absolutely phenomenal. And the kids run, oh my goodness, that was very awesome. I'll show some of those later. But yes, wanted to get to that. But also with Pat's run came a big weekend, guys, in the Sun Devil landscape. Baseball, as you know, they went across the country to take on the Bearcats, their conference mates, their conference mates across the country, the Cincinnati Bearcats. Now I know, it still is weird saying that, but nonetheless, yeah, you look at this and they swept Utah. If you just go back to that last weekend of March, they swept Utah, beat Cal State Fullerton in a midweek, and then dropped 2 or 3 to Arizona, beat Cal State Northridge this past Tuesday. Did the show from there after spring practice this past Tuesday, though. They beat them 20-11. Then they turned around, though, went to Cincinnati. Friday night, they fell 11-7. Saturday, though, noon start, they turned around and won 7-4. And then yesterday, the 10 a.m. guys, 10 a.m. game, 10 a.m. here. So Cincinnati scored 2 in the bottom of the first, real quick. ASU did not score for the first through the fifth, scoreless. Cincinnati scored 2 in the bottom of the first, 2 in the bottom of the fifth. In the top of the sixth, ASU gets 3, so they make it 4-3. You're all right. Well, Cincinnati got one back. They made it 5-3. In the top of the seventh, though, the Devils get 2 to make it 5-5. Well, Cincinnati doesn't score in the seventh. They keep them off the board. And so it's 5-5 now going into the eighth. Well, the Devils don't score. Bottom of the eighth, though, Cincinnati gets 2. So they're up 7-5. Go to the top of the ninth. The Devils get 3. They are now up 8. Or no, I'm sorry. The Devils got 2 in the top of the seventh. I skipped 8th. So it's 5-5, and then it's sorry, I said that wrong. So the Devils got 3 in the top of the sixth, 2 in the top of the seventh. So they're up 5. Cincinnati got 2 in the first, 2 in the fifth, 1 in the sixth. So it is. We go to the bottom of the seventh, and it's 5-5. Top of the eighth, Devils don't score. Cincinnati scores 2, so they go up 7-5. In the bottom of the top of the ninth, though, the Devils get 3. They're up 8-7. And then Cincinnati gets 1 in the bottom of the ninth to send it to extras. This is why I wanted to lead with Sunday's game, guys. They get 1 in the bottom of the ninth to send it to extras. And then ASU can't score in the top of the 10th. Cincinnati walks it off and gets the 9-8 victory. They are now 21-14, 8-7 in the Big 12. The Devils are 23-13, and 9-6 in the Big 12. So still, again, hanging up, but they dropped 2 or 3. Yes, I know it's tough. Yes, I know it's frustrating. But I mean, in games, and I'll get to the other details coming up shortly. But yeah, I mean, right now, they are taking on Purdue, because Cincinnati not that far. So coach says, hey, you come off not only do you come off a weekend series against a conference opponent, you come off a 10-inning game, and hey, guess what? We're playing tomorrow, and you're gonna like it. And it is tied 4-4 in the top of the 7th, just to give you guys an update on that, although we still need to recap the weekend. Yeah, 4-4 top of the 7th. Let's see, ASU scored 3 in the top of the 4th, and so that was all on 2 outs. So Josiah Cromwell led off the 4th guys, and he popped out to the catcher. Brandon Compton struck out, and then Isaiah Jackson got hit by a pitch. Turn it up to the, and he's in the 9 hole, and then go up to the top of the lineup. Kyle Walker got hit by a pitch. So now you have runners on first and second with 2 outs. Landon Harrison, who was 0 for 2 coming into that at bat in the 4th, he doubled to center field, clears the bases on that. And then Matt King, who again is just absolutely just like he said, he couldn't have said any better. Seeing beach balls up there, nobody's getting having too much success. Pitchers aren't having success against him. He got a double down the left field line, another RBI. And then Jacob Tobias flied out in foul territory to the third baseman. But yeah, heck of an inning there. They got 3 there. And then in the top of the 5th, they got 1 as New Contratus grounded out to third to start the 5th. And then Kean Vu singled up the middle. Josiah Cromwell struck out. Brandon Compton had a RBI double, bringing home Kean Vu. And then Josiah Cromwell, Isaiah Jackson, pardon me, who got hit by a pitch his first time or second time up, walked. And then Kyle Walker back-to-back got hit by a pitch. And then but Landon Harrison flied out to left. So, but that's how they got their 4 runs. And then in the bottom of the 5th, Purdue put up 2. And then in the bottom of the 6th, Purdue put up 2. We're in the top of the 7th with 1 out. And it looks like who is at bat right now? Brandon Compton is at bat, where he is, like I said, 1 for 2 today with an RBI. He's also walked. There's something weird. Brandon Compton drew a walk, guys. Yes, no, just playing. But nonetheless, yeah, Brandon Compton, again, this young man. Yeah, this young man, I mean, just absolutely is, again, attackingly patient. That's how I look at it. But, yeah, so that's where they are. Again, trying to win this game from Purdue. Again, it would be, again, solid. It'd be a nice win, but we're tied up at 4. By the way, so, again, series against Cincinnati, they they put up 7 runs, and 8 runs. So, but they gave up 11-4, and then obviously 9 in the extra innings. When we go to the other diamond for softball, they were on the road this past weekend, as you guys know as well too. As like I said, they swept Kansas, and then they swept UTEP, guys. Remember Wednesday, they won 8-0, like I told you, in 6 innings, and then they won 5-2. Then they go to Utah, and guys, check this. Get out the brooms, forks up to Coach Bartlett and her team. They sweep Utah. They won 7-2 on Friday, 3-2 on Saturday, and then 7-1 on Sunday. Tomorrow at 6 p.m., which I'll be reminding you of, and I will be at that game, Grand Canyon is going to be coming across town, and Devils trying to get some revenge from their earlier in the season midweek game where the Lopes got them. But yes, so that's Tuesday. But yeah, 7-1. The 7-2 game Friday night, Kenzie Brown started, just in case you were wondering. who is now 16-4, and just again absolutely phenomenal. Um, um, yeah, Kinsey Brown is 16-4 after the 7-2 win. Her line, I know you guys are waiting. Yes, she did another complete game, 7 innings pitched. Gave up 5 hits, 2 runs. They were both earned. Guys, 9 Ks. I know she didn't hit double digits. We are getting very spoiled and greedy. Very spoiled and greedy. 9 Ks, no walks through 107 pitches. So that is yeah, a hell of a performance. Tanya Wendell and Sam Swan had at the plate. Tanya Wendell was 2 for 3, had an RBI, also drew a walk. Or no, scored a run. Sorry, didn't have an RBI. She was 2 for 3, scored a run, drew a walk. Sam Swan was 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs on the day. Tiari Ho Ching was 1 for 3 in that leadoff spot, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. So yes, wow, they put a double steal on the 6 where Tiari Ho Ching. By the way, yeah, if you didn't see this, it was awesome. She stole second, and then Tequila Davis stole home. So yes, but again, 9 strikeouts Friday night, 7-2 win over Utah, dropping the Utes 12-28. The Devils 29-14 after that one. But like I said to you, as you know, they are now 31-14. Take it, absolutely take it. And then Saturday night, like I said, they won 3-2, a little bit closer. They got 1 in the top of the first, 1 in the third, 1 in the fifth. And Utah got their lone runs. They tied it up at 2 at the end of 3 because it was 2-2. But then ASU got the only other run. Mika Lupi was the starting pitcher that night. She went 4 1/3. Gave up 7 hits, 2 runs. They were both earned, but had 3 Ks, only 1 walk through 57 pitches. Kenzie Brown came in, though. She went 2 2/3. Gave up 1 hit, no runs, none earned, 4 strikeouts. Did have 4 walks, though. So, again, coming in out of the pen, a little different mindset, but obviously she is dialed in. They are dialed in. I'm not saying that, I'm not making excuses. But, yeah, I mean, so and Mika Lupi, who got the win, is 7-5. Kinsey Brown, 16-4 to that point, also had her 3rd save. Then we go to Sunday's 7-1, just again domination of Utah, where the Devils got 3 in the second and 4 in the fifth. Utah got their 1 run in the fourth, but Mika Lupi started the game again. Yeah, she started the game. She came out. Be interested to find out. But yeah, she went all 7 innings, complete game, gave 7 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 2 Ks, 1 walk through 98 pitches. So did that all under 100 pitches for Mika Lupi, which is again just absolutely awesome. But yeah, I mean, it's a team that, and like I said, I mean, now 31-14, 11-7 in conference play, loving that. 21-10 at home, 10-4 on the road. Again, winning teams do this. This helps prepare for the postseason. And like I said, they took on Grand Canyon back on February 18th, one birth date of Richard Belton Shaw III. On February 18th, and they lost 3-0 at GCU. And then now they will take them on again, like I said, on Tuesday, tomorrow, tax day, which I'm sure 90% of people got them in. The other 10% of the population, hey, you know what? Let's just get it in today. Yeah, so that is that. But yeah, they take on Grand Canyon at 6 p.m. tomorrow. And again, I'll get into more of this in a teeny bit. Also, guys, water polo, they finished up. Remember, they were on the road at Southern Cal, a ranked Southern Cal team, conference mate who you're like, wait, for those of you that haven't picked up on Pitch Programs, but water polo has been in the MPSF. That's their conference. But yes, USC, Cal, UCLA are all in it. So again, got those old Pac-12 foes in it. But again, they lost to number one USC 18-13. Yeah, they lost to USC 18-13. It was 5-4 after one. USC was up. You like it. But then USC put up 6 in the second. ASU put up 2. So it was 11-6 at half. And then the third period, USC, they held them to 3 goals, but the Devils scored 1. So it was 14-7. And then the Devils exploded in the fourth. They got 6 goals to get to the 13, but they did give up. Even if they didn't give up the 4, they unfortunately would have fell by 1. But still, 6-4, they outscored them. But again, the number 1 team in the country. So Millie Quinn had 6 goals. Yeah, Millie Quinn has 6 of the Devils' 13 goals. Again, another solid performance for from her. And on the season, I want to say that puts her at 105, 103, 84. Sorry. I was at her total points. She's at 108. So I knew I looked it up. But anyway, 84 goals on the season to lead the team, 24 assists, 108 points she finished the regular season with. Itzar Almeida had 64 goals and 38 assists. So she had 102 points. Those two both obviously over 100 points on the season, as I just told you right there. But yeah, very absolutely awesome. But yeah, 18-13, and so the Devils finished with a 17-8 record, 1-5 in conference. Yes, that is tough. They did drop 3 in their last 3. They fell to San Jose State. That was at home, 13-12. Oh, so tough, so tough. And then Cal was number 5. That was the next week, 18-14, and then 18-13, and now Friday, April 25th. Sorry, not this Friday, next Friday. The MPSF championships are in LA, the 25th, 6th, and 7th. So we will see what goes down there. But yeah, that's where they were at. And then lacrosse, my friends, don't forget, they were also on the with Pat's Run. It's very rare that you'll find anything else home, because I mean, just the event, security all day. It's not all day, but it's early and it's awesome. But lacrosse, who is 9-6 now, they beat UC Davis, guys, at Davis 20-11. Tegan Eng had 6 goals. Lydia Oldno also had 5. Jordan Behar had 3. Annie Haley had 2. Anna Thornton had 2. Emma Heenan had a goal, and Bella Ingrau had a goal as well. So yeah, but Tegan Eng, well, she led the team, like I said, with 6 goals. She scored the first goal of the game. Which, like I said, 6 goals now gives her 59 goals on the season for Tegan Eng. So, yeah. For head coach Karen Van Thoff Pools. Again, she's got this team rolling, and they are now so next up, it is Senior Day on Saturday. They take on San Diego State at noon, and that is their Senior Day because their last game is actually a week from this Saturday, and they will be taking on Florida in Gainesville. So, by the way, that's a 7 a.m. local time tip-off, face-off, you can say. So, nonetheless, anyway, want to get you all that. Went a little long, but we're going to step aside. We're going to talk baseball. We're gonna talk spring ball, and we're gonna talk baseball and Matt King. I will get to softball as well, but Matt King, man, this young man has just been absolutely plastering the ball, doing damage. It's a beautiful thing to see, especially when you're seeing it live. But we will do that. We will talk. We will hear from Matt King. We'll also hear from Coach Dillingham and Sam Levitt. As we roll on. But again, so stoked you are listening and watching Pitchfork Lunch. So yeah, we'll step aside real quick, but have more Pitchfork Lunch coming right up.
KSRN has an inside track on all things sports, with topics and opinions from former players and local personalities. Catch 15-year NFL veteran Ed Smith and Jay Adams on Easy Sports Talk every Saturday.
Unfortunately, with this back and these knees, I don't quite have that ability, or at least I use.
For all things Arizona Cardinals, tune in Monday nights with Casual E and Sean McConnell.
Bird Gang, I know it was another tough loss, but keep encouraged. We miss you, BA.
And now you can exclusively listen to former Arizona Cardinal Jeremy Bridges on his show, JB and Benny Blue Review.
Exactly.
Don't be dumb.
Sending the message out to the world.
Always relay that message. Don't be dumb.
Yes, your guy, Benny Blue, comedian extraordinaire.
Exclusively on KSRN, Casual Sports Radio Network.
This is the sound of a racing heart. It's beating a little faster because it belongs to a young child. But this child isn't in the middle of a close soccer game or playing with her puppy in the yard. Her heart is racing because she's just been told she has to move foster homes again. Change a child's story. There's a child waiting for a volunteer like you. Learn how you can help at casaforchildren.org.
Got it
big painting project you've been putting off because you don't think you can afford it? Well, it's time to call the team at Customer First Solutions. Customer First is your one-stop shop for all home repairs, from full interior and exterior painting to handyman services, drywall repair, electrical, and plumbing. Customer First has the most competitive prices in the Valley. Your flat rate quote is based on the square footage of your home, and that includes wall repair. All Customer First technicians are licensed, bonded, and fully background checked for your assurance. Call or text Customer First Solutions at 480-877-0255 for your free quote. Customer First Solutions, where our customers and their homes are our first priority.
KSRN has the inside track on all things sports, with topics and opinions from former players and local personalities. Catch 15-year NFL veteran Ed Smith and Jay Adams on Easy Sports Talk every Saturday.
Unfortunately, with this back and these knees, I don't quite have that ability, or at least I use.
For all things Arizona Cardinals, tune in Monday nights with Casual E and Sean McConnell.
Bird Gang, I know it's another tough loss, but keep encouraged. We miss you, BA.
And now you can exclusively listen to former Arizona Cardinal Jeremy Bridges on his show, JB and Benny Blue Review.
Exactly.
Don't be dumb.
Sending a message out to the world.
Always laying that message. Don't be dumb.
Yes, your guy, Benny Blue, comedian extraordinaire.
Exclusively on KSRN, Casual Sports Radio Network.
You are listening to the best internet radio station on the web, KSRN, Arizona.
Yes, for those of you listening on the Casual Sports Radio Network, you're listening on the greatest internet radio station on the web. I am Michael Carasanudo at Diablo00 on X, formerly known as the Twitter. You can check out Pitchfork Lunch live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1, along with my IG, Michael.Caratino.5, my YouTube channel, which you can watch live, but you need to subscribe to as well. It's at Emmons and Michael V's and Victory Season Champ 005 at MVC005 on YouTube, and subscribe. And as you guys know, www.ksrnaz.com. Again, the Casual Sports Radio Network page will open up. Hit listen live, click play, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1, Pitchfork Lunch. Bam, Sun Devil content. Thanks to Casual E. So, yes. But anyway, yeah, man, football practice, spring ball, guys. I mean, Saturday after Pat's run, they practice at night. Can't really shoot any footage because they're scrimmaging. And again, there's no need for us to be doing it, right? Of course we want to. We want to break it down and talk about it, but no. I say that sarcastically, as a lot of you guys know. But anyway, I'm being a homer too. There's no way. Yeah, the Saturday night, again, good scrimmage. These young guys, and you hear Coach Dillingham, he's talked about it. Younger guys stepping up and playing, knowing what they have from, their vets and the guys that are working, and they know what they're doing, and they've earned, like Coach Dillingham said, not that they're just giving it to, they've earned their spots, but they're still competing. But the younger guys doing it, getting out there on Saturday, guys made some good, really good plays. Yeah, really good plays and everything. But, after pass running, they were involved too, because like I said, the kids running, I'll show some footage of that. But yeah, Saturday was, like I said, it was really, really good. Again, these young guys making plays. Yeah, I mean, some of the vets were, in there and playing, but at this, at this time of the spring, you got to, guys, you're going to see if guys pop, and coaches talked about it. We've heard Coach make mention of it. But like I said, man, just like the depth, I mean, that's developing, and, a guy that I haven't talked about a ton. I mean, defensive line, yes, we've talked about, but like Elijah O'Neal, we heard from him before spring ball started. We got to sit down with some players, and it was here on Pitchfork Lunch. Again, go to YouTube, subscribe. You can go back and watch. But that being said, man, he, again, just looking good at a defensive end. And like you said, put on, obviously, a little bit of mass, and man, but that defensive line again, I can't wait to talk to Coach Reynolds again, aiming to do this. But yes, it's this defensive line. I mean, the depth, and Coach Dillingham talking about, you see, like, you know, I mean, he's talking about, but I mean, you have guys like, you know, CJ Fight up front, Clayton Smith, Prince Dorba. I mean, it's like, it's funny because, like, you talk about these guys, and I probably mentioned Prince Dorba, who again looking very, very solid. And then the linebackers, I mean, Coach Cooper's, the way he's got them going is defensively. I mean, you know, Keyshawn Elliott, a guy that, you know, obviously stepped up big last year, and you know, Jordan Crooks, Iris Fiasu, Martell Hughes. He, I mean, yes, true freshman last year, and we saw, you know, what he did in his athleticism. But man, what you know, another spring ball is doing for him, but just an off season, obviously, growing guys. Again, it's, yes, it needs to be done on the field. Yes, teams are going to be prepping, but they're also prepping for these teams and this defense, and Coach Ward, you know, Coach Carrington, obviously with the corners, and Coach Ward, obviously with the defense, with the safeties, and Coach Cooper with the linebackers, and Coach Reynolds and Coach Amy with the D line. Like, the depth and the passion, just the pace that they're playing with. Again, absolutely awesome. So, but yes, I want you to hear from, we're going to hear from Coach Dillingham, and this is from Saturday after the scrimmage practice. Yeah, this is from the Saturday after the scrimmage. Like I said, I mean, it was practice open to the public. It was at the practice fields because obviously with the Tillman run, it's just too quick of a turnaround. And again, I mean, fans come in and they're on the side, and yes, you can walk, you know, walking on parts of the field, but just, again, to get it set for to get it set and stuff. So yeah, that's that. But yes, here is Coach Dillingham from after the scrimmage on Saturday.
You're like exhausted.
Yeah. I mean, I got here at 5:15 this morning, so it's a good day. About to go watch tape.
Did you run it all in Pat's run?
I mean, I was there, and then the kids run and all that stuff, but not like I didn't like start it and then sprint. No, definitely not.
Coach, what you make of Jared Hamilton today and the ability to get these guys kind of more ingrained in the offense, that kind of stuff?
Awesome to see him catch the football, get open, make explosive plays. His speed is an X factor for us, and I was just happy to see him kind of, like, he puts in so much work behind the scenes that nobody will see. But so I was just fired up for him to, you know, kind of show what he can do. I think that's a kid who fits this place. We needed him, and I think he needed us, and I think it really is a perfect fit.
You've been begging for a player to kind of step up, one out of the younger guys. I think that reigns. Anybody you see today that kind of impressed you?
Yeah, Joe Smith. I mean, that was he flashed and flashed and flashed and flashed all day today. Whether it was in coverage, coming up and tackle somebody, you know, the collision, even though he didn't make the, you know, stop Corey. Corey Butler had a good day too. But even though he didn't, you know, prevent the out route from happening, you know, he was right there and collisioned it. So, I mean, I thought I was very pleased with him tonight.
What about the play of Christian Hunt right there?
Yeah, that was great. That last drive right there, that was a huge ball to Corey. Like I said, Corey was another guy who flashed tonight. You know, he got completely somersaulted, hops right back up. Tough kid. Yeah, I mean, it was great play by him and great play by Corey at the end.
Who's been impressing so far in terms of this from the end of last season to
Yeah, I mean, our vets, you know, they're having a good camp. You know, as you could tell today, we held all of our vets out. Like I said, I feel like we know what we got in our vets. I feel like they had a really good day Thursday. They've had a really good spring ball so far. So today was all about the young guys, and we wanted to make it an emphasis on which young guys could we leave here and say, okay, this guy's somebody. And, you know, there's 3 to 4 off the top of my head, 3 I just mentioned. You know, I think when we go watch the tape, hopefully we find 2 to 3 more, and we leave, you know, tonight with 6 or 7 guys that we can go into the next 2 weeks of spring ball with and say, hey, these guys can help us in year one, whether it's special teams or whether it's offense or defense depth.
And you said the other day, the young guys.
We're doing something completely different this year. Defensively, you know, we're shifting in and out of different fronts like we haven't. So, I mean, hearing teams, you know, move, shift, all that stuff, and you're young, and you're hearing all that, that's not fun at all. So I think it's just a kind of a product of we're getting stuff repped on defense, and the movement is causing our offense to false start. The best part about that is these young guys are getting used to the hardest thing you can see, and that is a defense giving cadence and shifting. And they always say they're going to call it on the defense, but they never do. Right? It's always an emphasis in every year real book. Disconcerting signals, we're going to call it on defense for sudden movements, and it's never called on the defense. So it's good for us to see really that hardest look all practice long. But so that was really all it was today, was when we were shifting and moving. So hopefully we can continue to build on that, and it's not going to get fixed just in spring ball, but hopefully by the middle of fall camp, through all their off-season stuff where they work out together without us, hopefully they can get used to, teams shifting and stemming and moving.
And then keeping the vets out to piggyback off what you were saying the other day too, how do you feel that these young guys, outside the penalties, they had communication, both sides of the defense, how they were communicating?
I thought it was good. I thought we functioned today. There wasn't many busts for a young guy scrimmage. It didn't look, other than the false starts, you guys were out here, I don't think it looked sloppy. It didn't look like, oh man, this doesn't look like football, this looks like rec ball. We went out there and played real football, ran real plays, and it looked like real ball. We just had, like I said, too many false starts, and obviously that's a challenge, 3 weeks into a new era, I would say, of kind of some of the stuff we're doing. Everybody's going to see what we do week 1 anyway, so who cares if I say it out loud.
It's kind of the focus of fine-tuning some of the finer details over these final 2 weeks.
Yeah, we want to figure out kind of going into these final 2 weeks which guys we need to get more reps with certain guys. So that was kind of the idea today is, one, we kind of know what we got with some of the vets, so let's really put an emphasis on those young guys to see which guys we need to put in which groups these next 2 weeks, so where we can coach them. We don't get to coach these guys really until, August. So we need to find these guys that we need to truly coach up that can make a difference next year, and we need to put them in situations these next 2 weeks where, they can learn and grow.
On the first day of spring, you said that the running back position was an open opportunity. Who's been impressing you the most thus far this spring?
Tyson's had a great spring. Ralik's a guy who's shown up. He's a guy who's been dinged up a little bit last year, and I held him out. At the end of the last year phase, he was trying to get back. We were very precautious with his return just to be safe, to make sure when he got back he was fully healthy. So he's fully healthy now. He feels good, and I've been really pleased. He's been running between the tackles better than he ever did in his first year here in practice. So I've been very, very pleased with Ralik. And I know people always, they laugh and joke about Ralik. He's funny. He's got energy. He jumps in the videos. That kid loves ball. He absolutely loves ball. And that's what I love about him is he brings that energy every day. But, man, he loves football. And between him and Sip and obviously you guys know Udo has had a good camp too. But those two guys that are returners have been really pleased with.
I know it doesn't happen often, but how cool is it to have these kind of days where players can go out and support their community in the morning, the community can come here at night and support the players?
Yeah, it's awesome. This is a public university. It's about the city. It's about getting people excited about ASU football, getting people to come to the games on Saturdays and enjoy it, right? And come out to the practices. And at the same token, our players love. I asked them during the team meeting, did you guys like that? Do you want to do that again? Did that seem like a chore? They're like, no, we loved it. They're like, that was so much fun. They want to do that again. And I think that's, for them, it's one thing when you're going and high-fiving, a 45-year-old, right? Cool, I'm sorry. It's all 45-year-olds, right? It's another thing when you're out there with kids that you one day remembered. Javen Robinson was telling one of our young guys, this is a day these kids will remember for the rest of their life. They're going to remember when, Xavier Alford, ran out with him, or when, Tyson ran out with him, with whoever was jogging next to him, right? When Javen was videoing him. They're going to remember those moments forever, and you never know if somebody chooses to come to Arizona State, chooses to go to college, just because of that one moment that they said, man, I've been a fan of this place since that kid ran out with me. My goal is to go to Arizona State, which is really now to go to college. And I think that's such a cool thing to be a part of, that our guys recognize the importance they have on the community.
Was it the entire team that was out there this morning?
Everybody. That was a leadership council, Pat Tillman Leadership Council decision. They wanted everybody to be there, so everybody got their jersey on and was out there together.
Coach, when you think about what Pat Tillman stands for, do you
have any of those words for your own team as far as morality on and off the field?
Yeah, I mean, I just think for us, be a good person. Like, that's one of our, rallying cries or rules here is we have 3 rules. Be a good person, make good decisions, and have more fun working harder than anybody in the country. And, I think for us, just be a good person, support people, enjoy the tough work. And I don't think anybody can really duplicate what he's done, or nobody could ever, become even a fraction of him. But I think for our guys just to run out of the tunnel every day, for our guys to hear Pat Tillman Leadership Council, it's going to continue his legacy forever.
Coach, you got a commitment from Julian Hugo on Thursday. Can you talk about the Texas to Tempe connection that you're continuing to build?
We definitely want to maximize that recruiting area because we play so many home games there. So it's definitely going to be an area that we continue to really lean into. And like I've said all along, I want players who want to be at ASU. Like, I would love players from this state to want to be at ASU, but if players from other states want to be at ASU, I want players that want to be at ASU. That's it. I want players that love this place. I want players that appreciate this place, that appreciate the city they live in, appreciate what we just went through, appreciate the fact that the Diamondbacks had us throw out the first pitch and the Suns have players in the front row and that we're rushing the field. I want guys to truly appreciate that. And if that appreciation comes from Texas and California and Hawaii and Utah, then great. If it comes from our own state, then great. I think we'll get to that point where it does. But I think that Texas to Tempe movement is something that's critical for us to continue to build the program.
With these night practices, you mentioned wanting to see how guys respond to the lights and all that. Are there any guys that have shown you a special reaction to that as opposed to what you've seen in practice from them?
I mean, like I said, Turbo has, Jaron, sorry. If you guys know his handles on social media, Turbo. But he definitely has. Roman's flashed a few times. Celesti's been flashing, in my mind, at defensive end a few times. Martell, the common sense ones that are going out there, like the Martells, the Rodney Bimmages of the world. Obviously, Montana Warren. I don't want to list that crew of guys. I think those guys have established themselves as guys we're going to count on. But I definitely think, Moss has definitely shown up a little bit. And then Corey Butler tonight.
About the connection between you and Jaron Hamilton and how that's developed this spring?
Yeah, he's starting to do a few more reps with me, and we caught a big ball for me and a crosser, and had some good plays in the scrimmage, which is good to see. So just dialing in with these guys and continuing to work, but he's stepping up.
What are you seeing from Malik McClain, given that he wasn't here last spring and understands the offense a lot more now?
Yeah, he understands he has a bigger role now. We need him to go win one-on-one situations, and it's just me and him getting on the same page. So we're working through some growing pains right now and just getting better every single day.
Kenny was just talking to us about how outside of Jordan Tyson, he wants to have someone where if a defense tries to double JT, there's someone that they have to worry about on the outside. What do you envision stepping into?
I don't know. We're going to see. There's a bunch of guys that we got, and we got to just see them continue to progress. But guys got to start making plays, one-on-one scenarios.
What do you kind of just focus most on yourself and self-improvement this spring?
Just practice to practice. Like early on, it was my pocket presence. I was stepping up too much in the pocket, getting my checkdowns on 3-level stretches, understanding. Me and Dilly were just talking about it yesterday. How different plays, even though people are getting to the same spots, are coming from different places, and I got to view it the same read, and just go about my process the same on those plays. So I'm categorizing those and understanding just my thought process going into the play got to be the same.
How is the defense different from last year as far as what looks are thrown at you?
I'm not going to go into all the stuff our defense is doing, but they're showing a not different fronts and simulate pressures like they do really well and stuff like that. So we're seeing everything, and it's really good for me in the offense to work through.
How are guys responding to just your leadership and the intensity that you bring and correcting things when it needs to be?
I think it's good. I kind of tried to tailor off it from the start of spring ball just because we haven't played ball in so long and people are still getting their feet wet. But now I'm really starting to get on people's heads more, and we got to really start clicking. And I got to demand more out of myself and more out of them. But they're taking it really well, and people are starting to step up when I bring some juice, which is what we need to see.
How are you handling the pressure of being ranked the top quarterback in the top team this season?
Yeah, I don't think it's any different than any other season. You still go about practice exact same, and still the same goal for me every time. Just get better day by day and not focus on, what the media is saying. With the progression, what people are assuming that we're going to do this season and everything like that. So just taking it day by day, getting better, bringing our guys with us. We got some new guys, so it's just figuring out who's going to step up.
How's the dynamic with you and Ben developed over the spring?
Oh, it's been really good. He was struggling early on, but he's doing a lot better now, so I'm really proud of him putting in that work. He's a grinder, super smart guy, and then just talking to him in the line and having them hear my voice again, and, so we're not having any false starts or anything, and, the ones are doing a way better job of that now.
How would you say Coach Royal is kind of challenging you to take that next step and continue to elevate yourself?
Just the stuff that he's given me on my plate for handling the entire offense. I got to make every single play go. If guys aren't lined up, it's on me. I got to be the most mentally, physically, and emotionally tough player on the field. And he said even in the building, so that's my goal is I got to beat whoever out in terms of that, and then just bring it every single day. He's bringing the juice like always, and in the meetings demanding a lot out of us. So, he's doing a great job, and I'm just trying to prove him right.
Over 2/3 of the way through spring now, is there a specific offensive position group that you've seen the most growth from so far?
I'd say the wideouts, just because, it's new coming in. They didn't know any of the plays or my timing with them, so that's always going to be the biggest improvement when you have new guys at that position. Running backs are doing a great job too. The O-line, we got some new some returners and some new guys who are stepping up. I'd say the whole team is a collective. Offensively, defense, they have a lot of guys coming back, but really proud of the receivers so far.
Guys, good?
Thanks for your time.
Cool.
Thanks,
Sam.
And yeah, Coach Dillingham from Saturday scrimmage talking about, young guys, and you heard him there, the guys that are popping. And he mentioned Roman Petrie again, the other defensive end. But AJ Aya, man, he had a catch today. And we'll hear about that tomorrow. But yeah, Sam Levitt, like you said, about his leadership, and as court people will say, well, quarterbacks obviously got to be a leader. Yes, we greatly understand that. Greatly understand that. But just getting on guys, getting in thing. Malik McLean, yes, has had classes in Sharon Hamilton, who coach said, turbo there, but he's grown as the spring has gone on. So take a little bit of time off, player practices in the summer, and then you head into fall camp, and it's there. But with the receivers getting on the same page with the quarterback, and I did forget to ask Sam one question, but that's all right. I will ask it. I'm not going to tell you what, tease for later, but regarding obviously the development of him with the receivers. But yes, so but guys, this team depth, and again, I'll talk more. Like I said, when we have Coach Reynolds on, we'll hit the depth of the D line, but just the defense in general and how he sees it. Obviously, coaching that one group, but man, it's just. There are guys there are young guys that are flashing too, making plays. So nonetheless, but yeah, baseball, by the way, they're up 6-5 right now over Purdue in the top of the 9th. ASU has the lead. But speaking of that, Matt King over the weekend, 7 for 15 from the plate. Just under 500 hitting, but he had 6 RBIs. He drove in 6 and he scored 4 runs. But this young man, it is insane. He's over 400 now. He is 2 for 4 today, another 2 RBIs, and he has 2 doubles. So yeah, so I'm still just, right under 500, but 9 for 19 now. With 4 runs scored, but now 8 RBIs in the last 4 games. So yeah, would you take that 2 RBIs a game? Yeah, okay. I know I'm overstating the obvious, but man, and like you said, I played the stat for you last week. You see him beach balls up there. I said it's literally like seeing beach balls. And keep it going, young man. Keep it going. So, but again, softball tomorrow, Grand Canyon. Talking more about their weekend. Also talk a little bit more about lacrosse, and plus we'll hear from Coach Dillingham tomorrow as well too. But yes, that's going to do it for today. You guys are phenomenal. If you're Sun Devils, you're extra phenomenal. If you're going to be a Sun Devil, extra phenomenal as well. If you went to that school down south and you want to be educated and come inside Sun Devil country, well, it's a good thing. You can't jinx us. So nonetheless, although their basketball program did land a ton of, they got 2 5-stars, 2 4-stars that committed, led by Koa Pete from, Perry High School. So nonetheless, but that'll do it. So again, it is now 6-5 in the top of the 9th. There is New Contratus is on first. Josiah Cromwick is up to bat, and the Devils King of Vu flied out to left, and then Begets of Boric is going to pinch. Hey, what happened there? Oh, actually, Zavorik's going to pinch hit for Cromwick. That is what's going on. So, yes. All right. Figured I'd share that with you before we get out of here. But, yes, Beckett Zavorik is going to pinch hit for Cromwick with 1 out and New Contratus on first base. So, that's where we're at. Give you the final of that tomorrow. But, again, it's on ESPN Plus, so you guys can go check it out right now. If you get the chance. So anyway, have a phenomenal rest of your Monday. I will see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. You guys know it. Yes, it is absolutely awesome. Hashtag our state, thanks to reigning Big 12 champs women's volleyball. And, so Ben Coleman got as NIL deal. It'll be an appearance at the Pedal House this evening from 6 to 7 p.m. With this week's guest women's hoops coach Molly Miller will be there. So tonight from 6 to 7, Pedal House on Mill. If you can get there, again, I'm going to tweet it out. But if you guys can, or I'm going to X it out, send it on the X, formerly known as the Twitter. But yeah, Ben Coleman, Pedal House tonight. 6 to 7 p.m. So get there early, have some fun, enjoy it, and we'll go from there. But nonetheless, anywho, everybody have a phenomenal rest of your evening. I will see you tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. And yes, like I said, hashtag our state. Thank you to reigning Big 12 champs women's volleyball. Go Devils! And as always, you know it, guys. Forks up.
I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
The 27-yard line. That's a great call. Play fake. The Plummer will put it up. Throws over the middle. Touchdown. Quick flag.
That's away. Trying to center off with Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot. Far down. He scored.
Now with the lead, they're getting a little wobbly. Philadelphia, they won't get it! Wow! Edwards pulls off.